The truth is this: the world you see around you is not separate from the world you carry within you. Every relationship, every circumstance, every moment of ease or struggle begins first in the quiet chambers of your own heart. When you feel scattered, life feels chaotic. When you are at peace, the universe seems to conspire in your favor. This is not magic or wishful thinking. This is the fundamental law of your existence. Your inner calm creates outer harmony, not because you control everything around you, but because you change the very lens through which you experience it all. For so long, many of us have believed that we must fix the outside world first before we can feel peaceful inside. We think that once the relationship improves, once the money comes, once the health returns, then we will finally be able to breathe. But it works the other way around. The peace you seek in your external world can only be born from the peace you cultivate within yourself. And cultivating that peace is not about perfection. It is not about never feeling fear or anger or sadness. It is about learning to meet yourself exactly where you are with a softness that allows everything to shift. You did not arrive at this moment of inner turbulence by accident. The chaos you sometimes feel inside has roots, and those roots run deep. Many of them were planted long before you had words to name them. Perhaps you learned early that the world was not safe, that love was conditional, that you had to earn your place at the table. Perhaps you absorbed the anxieties of those around you, took on their worries as though they were your own, and carried them forward into adulthood without ever questioning whether they truly belong to you. The mind has a way of collecting old programming like a closet collects forgotten coats, layer upon layer, year after year, until you can barely move freely inside your own consciousness. This inner turbulence also comes from resistance. Every time you push against what is, every time you insist that life should be different than it is in this moment, you create friction. That friction feels like stress, like overwhelm, like a tightness in the chest that never quite releases. You resist the traffic, the weather, the way someone spoke to you, the number in your bank account, the reflection in the mirror. And with each act of resistance, you move further away from your center. The calm you seek cannot coexist with constant opposition to reality. This does not mean you accept harm or stop growing. It means you stop fighting with the present moment long enough to see it clearly and choose your next step from a place of groundedness rather than panic. There is also the matter of unresolved emotion. Feelings you never allowed yourself to fully feel do not disappear. They live in the body, in the tightness of the jaw, the shallowness of the breath, the knot in the stomach. They wait patiently beneath the surface, and they color everything you perceive. Old grief can make the present moment feel heavy even when nothing is currently wrong. Old fear can make you brace against joy, waiting for the other shoe to drop. These stored emotions create static in your system, and that static makes it nearly impossible to experience the natural calm that is your birthright. You were not born anxious. You were not born fragmented. You learned these states, and what has been learned can be unlearned. The first step toward inner calm is so simple that the mind often dismisses it. It is the power of pause. In a world that glorifies speed and productivity, the act of stopping feels almost rebellious. But pause is where transformation begins. Pause is the space between stimulus and response, the gap where you remember you have a choice. You do not have to react immediately to every thought, every emotion, every external event. You can stop. You can breathe. You can give yourself even 3 seconds of stillness before you speak or act or spiral into worry. This pause does not require you to go anywhere or do anything elaborate. It can happen right in the middle of your day. You are washing dishes and you pause to feel the warmth of the water on your hands. You are walking to your car and you pause to notice the sky. You are about to send a message in anger and you pause to ask yourself what you truly need in this moment. These small moments of conscious stillness accumulate. They teach your nervous system that it is safe to slow down, that you do not have to live in a constant state of emergency. Over time, the pause becomes a refuge you can access anywhere, anytime. Pause also allows you to notice what is actually happening inside you rather than being swept away by it. When you pause, you can observe the thought without becoming the thought. You can feel the emotion without letting it consume your entire identity. You create a little distance, a little breathing room, and in that space, inner calm has room to emerge. It was always there, beneath the noise. You are simply learning to turn down the volume on everything else so you can hear it. Your body holds more wisdom than your mind often gives it credit for. While the mind races ahead into future worries or backward into past regrets, the body exists only here, only now. It is always telling you the truth about your inner state, but you have to be willing to listen. Tension in the shoulders speaks of burdens you believe you must carry alone. Tightness in the jaw reveals words you have swallowed, truths you have not allowed yourself to speak. Shallowness in the breath shows the ways you have made yourself small, contracted, afraid to take up space. To cultivate inner calm, you must befriend the body. This does not mean you must love every inch of it or feel grateful for pain or illness. It means you stop treating the body as an enemy or an object to be controlled. You begin to listen to its signals with curiosity instead of judgment. When you notice tension, you breathe into it. When you notice holding, you soften. When you notice numbness, you gently invite sensation back in. The body responds to this kind of tension. It begins to release what it no longer needs to hold. Try this now, if you are willing. Bring your awareness to your shoulders. Without changing anything, just notice what they are doing. Are they lifted toward your ears? Are they rounded forward? Simply notice. Now, if it feels right, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let the shoulders drop just a little, not forced, just allowed. Feel the subtle shift. This is the beginning. This is the body remembering that it can relax, that it does not have to brace against life every single moment. Do this throughout your day. Check in with the jaw, the belly, the hands. Each time you soften physically, you send a message to your entire system that it is safe to let go, to be at ease. The body also benefits from movement that feels good rather than punishing. A walk outside with no destination, gentle stretching on the floor, swaying to music you love. These are not exercises in discipline. They are acts of kindness toward the vessel that carries you through this life. When you move with awareness and care, you release stagnant energy. You circulate life force. You remind yourself that you are not just a thinking machine, but a living, breathing, feeling being, and that being craves connection to its own aliveness. The way you speak to yourself matters more than almost anything else in your journey toward inner calm. Most people would never dream of speaking to a friend the way they speak to themselves inside their own minds. The criticism is relentless. The judgment is harsh. The standards are impossible. You replay mistakes on an endless loop. You magnify flaws and minimize strengths. You treat yourself as though you are a problem to be solved rather than a person to be loved. And all of this inner cruelty creates a constant state of internal conflict. How can you feel calm when there is a war raging inside your own head? Rewriting the inner dialogue begins with awareness. Start to notice the voice. What does it say when you make a mistake? What does it say when you look in the mirror? What does it say about your worthiness, your capability, your future? Just notice, without judgment, about the judgment. This is important. You are not trying to shame yourself for being self-critical. You are simply becoming aware of the pattern so you can begin to shift it. Once you notice the harsh voice, you can begin to gently question it. Is this thought true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? Often the answer to all three is no. Then you can choose a different thought, not because you are lying to yourself, but because you are offering yourself the same compassion you would offer someone you love. Instead of "I always mess everything up," you might say, "I made a mistake and I am learning." Instead of "I am not enough," you might say, "I am doing my best and my best is enough." These new thoughts may feel awkward at first, like speaking a language you are just learning. But with practice, they become more natural. They create new pathways in the brain. They soften the inner environment. Affirmations are powerful here, but only when they are woven into your awareness with genuine feeling. Saying words you do not believe creates more resistance, not less. But when you pause, breathe, and speak a truth that resonates even slightly, something shifts. I am safe in this moment. Feel it. I am allowed to take up space. Let it land. I am worthy of my own kindness. Notice what happens in the body. These are not magic spells. They are reminders of what has always been true, offered to the parts of you that forgot. Another practice is to speak to yourself the way you would speak to a small child who is scared or hurting, with gentleness, with patience, with the understanding that this moment of difficulty is not the whole story. You would not tell a child they are stupid for feeling afraid. You would hold space for the fear and remind them they are not alone. You deserve that same tenderness from yourself. When you offer it, the inner landscape begins to calm. The nervous system feels seen, held, safe. And from that safety, you can begin to make choices that truly serve you rather than choices that come from panic or self-punishment. Life will always include uncertainty. Change is not a disruption to existence. It is the very nature of existence. The seasons turn, the tides shift, cells die and regenerate, relationships evolve, circumstances transform. And yet, the mind clings desperately to the illusion of permanence. It wants guarantees, certainties, fixed outcomes. It wants to know exactly how everything will unfold so it can prepare, control, or brace for impact. But this need for control is one of the greatest obstacles to inner calm. Because control is an illusion, life is fluid, and the more you resist that fluidity, the more suffering you create. Befriending uncertainty does not mean you stop planning or setting intentions. It means you hold those plans lightly. It means you recognize that you can do your part and then release your grip on the outcome. It means you begin to trust that even when things do not go according to your plan, they may be unfolding according to a larger intelligence you cannot yet see. This trust is not blind optimism. It is a deep knowing that you have survived every difficult moment up until now, and that you carry within you the resources to meet whatever comes next. Think of water. Water does not resist the shape of the container. It does not fight against the riverbank. It flows around obstacles. It adapts. It continues moving, and in that movement it has tremendous power. You can cultivate this quality within yourself. When life brings something unexpected, you can notice the immediate contraction, the urge to fight or flee, and then you can breathe, you can soften, you can ask, what is being asked of me right now? What is the next right step, even if I cannot see the entire path? This is living in flow rather than rigidity. This is befriending change rather than exhausting yourself in resistance. Uncertainty also invites you into the present moment more fully. When you do not know what will happen, you cannot live entirely in the future. You are brought back to now, and now is the only place where calm exists. The past is gone, and worrying about it changes nothing. The future has not arrived, and anxiety about it only robs you of this moment. But right now, in this breath, in this heartbeat, you are here. You are alive. And often, when you truly arrive in the present, you discover that this moment is actually okay. Maybe not perfect, maybe not what you would choose, but manageable, breathable, bearable, and sometimes even beautiful. Difficult emotions are not the enemy of inner calm. Suppressing difficult emotions is. There is a common misunderstanding that being peaceful means never feeling anger, sadness, fear, or frustration. But true inner calm is not the absence of these feelings. It is the capacity to be with them without being destroyed by them. It is the ability to feel your feelings fully and allow them to move through you rather than getting stuck in your system or exploding outward in harmful ways. Emotions are energy in motion. They arise in response to life, and they ask to be felt. When you resist them, push them down, or distract yourself from them, you freeze that energy in place. It does not disappear. It waits. And while it waits, it drains your vitality. It colors your perceptions. It leaks out in ways you do not intend. But when you create space to feel your feelings with presence and compassion, they move, they shift, they transform. This is emotional alchemy. To practice this, you must first give yourself permission to feel. So many of you learned that certain emotions were not acceptable. Anger was bad. Sadness was weak. Fear was shameful. So you learned to smile when you were hurting, to stay silent when you were furious, to keep moving when you needed to rest and grieve. But your emotions do not need your permission to exist. They exist whether you acknowledge them or not. What they need is your willingness to meet them. When a difficult emotion arises, you can pause. You can place a hand on your heart or your belly. You can name the feeling. This is anger. This is grief. This is fear. Naming creates a little space, a little objectivity. Then you can breathe with it, not to make it go away, but to give it room. You can feel where it lives in your body. Perhaps anger is heat in the chest. Perhaps sadness is heaviness behind the eyes. Perhaps fear is fluttering in the belly. Just feel it. Just be with it. Say to yourself, it is okay to feel this. I can handle this. This feeling will not last forever. This is not wallowing. This is honoring your humanity. And what you will discover is that when you stop running from your emotions, they lose their power to control you. They move through more quickly. They teach you what you need to know, and then they release. You begin to trust yourself to feel anything without falling apart, and that trust is the foundation of unshakable inner calm. Inner calm is not something that happens to you once in a while when circumstances align perfectly. It is something you cultivate intentionally through daily practice. Think of it as creating sacred space within yourself, a sanctuary you can return to no matter what is happening around you. This sanctuary is built through small, repeated acts of self-care, mindfulness, and ritual. These do not have to be elaborate. In fact, the simplest practices are often the most sustainable and powerful. Begin your day with intention rather than immediacy. Before you reach for your phone, before you jump into the demands of the day, give yourself a few moments of conscious presence. You might lie in bed and take 3 deep breaths, setting an intention for how you want to feel or who you want to be today. You might sit quietly with a warm drink and simply notice the sensations. You might write a few lines in a journal, expressing gratitude or releasing worries onto the page. These small morning rituals signal to your system that you matter, that your inner state is a priority, that you are not just reacting to life, but consciously creating your experience of it. Throughout the day, create pause points. These are moments where you step out of doing mode and into being mode. It might be 3 conscious breaths before a meeting. It might be a moment of stillness before you eat, appreciating the food and the hands that prepared it. It might be a brief walk outside where you notice the air on your skin and the sounds around you. These pause points prevent the buildup of stress and tension. They bring you back to your center again and again so that you do not spend the entire day scattered and reactive. In the evening, create a ritual of release. This is a time to consciously let go of the day rather than carrying it into your rest. You might take a shower and imagine the water washing away everything you no longer need to hold. You might write down anything that is still spinning in your mind, acknowledging it, and then closing the journal as a symbolic act of setting it aside for the night. You might do some gentle stretching or breathing exercises to release physical tension. You might speak a simple affirmation. I release this day. I trust that I am exactly where I need to be. I allow myself to rest. These practices may seem small, but they are the building blocks of a life lived from inner calm rather than external chaos. They teach you that peace is not a luxury or an accident. It is a choice you make, moment by moment, breath by breath. And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. The sanctuary within you grows stronger, more accessible, more real. As your inner world shifts, something remarkable begins to happen in your outer world. You notice that the people around you respond to you differently. Conflicts that once felt inevitable begin to dissolve. Opportunities appear that align with your true desires. Synchronicities multiply. This is not because you are manipulating reality or controlling others. This is the natural result of your changed vibration. When you are no longer emanating anxiety, defensiveness, or desperation, you attract different experiences. When you are grounded in your own worth, you no longer tolerate relationships or situations that diminish you. When you are at peace with yourself, you naturally create more peaceful interactions. This does not mean that challenges disappear. It means you meet them from a different place. Instead of reacting from woundedness, you respond from wholeness. Instead of attracting chaos, you attract resolution. People sense when someone is centered, and they either rise to meet that energy or naturally fall away. This can feel uncomfortable at first, especially when relationships that once felt essential begin to shift or end. But what you are actually experiencing is alignment. You are no longer willing to abandon yourself to keep others comfortable. You are no longer twisting yourself into shapes that do not fit just to maintain connection. You are being true to yourself, and the outer world is rearranging to reflect that truth. You may also notice that practical matters begin to resolve more easily, not because you are doing more, but because you are doing things from a clearer, more aligned place. Decisions become easier because you are no longer second-guessing yourself constantly. Actions become more effective because they are not driven by fear or force, but by intuition and flow. You begin to trust your timing. You begin to recognize that you do not have to push and strive and exhaust yourself to create the life you desire. You can move from a place of calm intention, taking inspired action when it feels right and resting when rest is needed. This is the harmony that emerges naturally from inner calm. It is not a reward you earn by being perfect. It is the organic result of aligning your inner and outer worlds. When you are no longer at war with yourself, you are no longer at war with life. When you accept and love yourself as you are, you create the space for others to do the same. When you trust the process of your own unfolding, you stop trying to control everyone and everything around you. And in that release of control, life has room to surprise you, to support you, to show you possibilities you could not have orchestrated on your own. Living from your center is not a destination you reach and then never have to think about again. It is a practice, a return, a remembering. There will be days when you feel completely aligned and days when you feel utterly lost. This is normal. This is human. The practice is not about never losing your center. It is about recognizing when you have drifted and knowing how to come back. It is about having compassion for yourself when you forget and celebrating yourself when you remember. You come back by noticing. You come back by breathing. You come back by placing your hand on your heart and remembering who you truly are beneath all the noise and fear and conditioning. You are not your thoughts. You are not your circumstances. You are not your past mistakes or your uncertain future. You are the awareness that witnesses all of these things. You are the calm presence that exists beneath the waves of experience, and that presence is always available to you, always. As you continue this practice of cultivating inner calm, you will begin to notice subtle shifts. You will catch yourself before you spiral into worry. You will pause before you react in anger. You will recognize old patterns and choose differently. These moments of awareness are victories. They are proof that you are changing, that the work you are doing matters. Celebrate them, honor them. Do not wait until you feel perfectly peaceful all the time to acknowledge your growth. Every small shift is significant. Every moment of presence is a return home. You will also begin to trust yourself in new ways. You will trust that you can handle difficult emotions without falling apart. You will trust that you can navigate uncertainty without needing all the answers right now. You will trust that your intuition is guiding you even when the path is not clear. This trust is liberating. It frees you from the exhausting need to control and know and manage every detail. It allows you to move through life with more ease, more grace, more openness to what wants to emerge. And as you embody this inner calm more and more, you become a presence of peace for others. Not because you are preaching or teaching or trying to fix anyone, but simply because you are living from your truth. People feel it. They sense the groundedness in you. They see that it is possible to be at peace even in a chaotic world. You become a reminder that another way of being is available. This is your gift, not just to yourself, but to everyone whose life touches yours. The harmony you create in your outer world is simply a reflection of the peace you have nurtured within. It radiates from you without effort. It influences your choices, your relationships, your work, your health. It colors everything with a different quality, a softness, a sense of rightness. This is not about becoming someone different. This is a bikipid, out returning to who you have always been beneath the layers of fear and conditioning. This is about remembering that you are whole, that you are worthy, that you are safe. And from that remembering, everything changes. So begin today. Begin right now. Take a breath, soften your shoulders, place a hand on your heart. Say to yourself, I am safe, I am here, I am enough. Feel the truth of it, even if it is just a whisper. That whisper will grow. That small seed of inner calm will take root and spread. And one day, you will look around at your life and realize that something fundamental has shifted. The outer harmony you longed for has arrived, not because you forced it into being, but because you finally allowed the peace that was always within you to lead the way. This is your birthright. This is your truth. This is the life that is waiting for you when you choose again and again to cultivate inner calm. And so it is.